Welcome back to the ABC Election Centre in Sydney.
I don't think we're going to know who the next Prime Minister of the country is tonight.
There's another big swing there. Like us, another seat with a big pre-poll. So, you know, it may be we're going to be buckling in for a lot of swings early in the night, and then we'll have to wait for what the pre-poll does later. But there's some seats that's looking very encouraging for them, admittedly with no pre-polls yet.
So we hang on to that word caution for the time being.
I mean, pre-poll might be different, but it's hard to see it being that different, right, James McGrath?
These are early figures. And let's just see what's going to happen first in relation to that seat. Let's see what happens with the pre-polls that are coming in.
Yep.
Let's wait for pre-poll. You're going to hear me say that for a while.
Jim Chalmers, what do you think about the seat of Dixon?
My phone's blowing up about Dixon.
And you know, pre-polls will need to be absolutely extraordinary.
Remind the panel and remind everybody in the room that it's early figures, and let's wait till pre-poll comes in. Just calm down a little bit and just wait for the pre-poll figures to come in. As I keep saying, let's wait for the pre-poll figures to come in.
Explain why you think the pre-poll, record number, is going to be substantially different to the people voting on the day.
Experience from the Queensland election when I was on, one of your competitors on Sky, the magical word for those who are playing pre-poll bingo at home in terms of having a sip each time. They're under the table now.
I'm glad we're not playing that game right now on this table.
The Greens are a nasty, horrible, racist, anti-Semitic party. Let's wait for...
What gives you that confidence right now?
Getting all the pre-poll figures in. Let's wait for them all to come in.
Just you're all about the pre-poll, James McGrath.
Yeah, Peter will stay leader as long as he wants to be leader.
Doesn't the party room get, after an election, doesn't the party room get a chance to say, hang on, if it's gone disastrously, we should have a say on who our leader should be?
Traditionally, from experience, I think that does happen.
You heard what James McGrath said. He thinks the pre-poll is going to perform a miracle.
Just to be clear, you're saying Labor has won?
Polls turn around from here, they'd have to have a lot of loaves and fishes, I think.
James McGrath, I assume you're still going to stick to the line of waiting for the pre-poll numbers?
A number of seats.
Reports are from Dixon. The pre-poll vote in Dixon are moving to leaning Labor. That's the pre-poll.
The pre-poll figures are still coming in.
Well, the story at the moment is the opposition leader seated of Dixon. At this stage, Peter Dutton is on track to lose his seat. And we've called it. We believe that Ali France will win Dixon.
All right, there you go. Anthony Green's called it.
James McGrath, a massive repudiation of the leader. Your response?
I think let's wait for the figures to come in.
James, you're in Queensland. Your house is on fire.
I'm waiting for the pre-poll figures to come in for these seats, and then we can have a frank discussion.
I respect you, but this is starting to sound a bit chemical island.
It's not a great night for the party.
We know that if I were to lean over and grab your phone, it would not say, we've got to wait for the numbers to come in.
Well, at the moment, it's my mum saying that...
Don't forget the milk.
Yes.
Earlier on, I called the Prime Minister to congratulate him on his success tonight. I also had the pleasure of speaking with Ali France, and Ali and I have been combatants for a number of elections now, but she was successful in Dixon tonight.
Howarth is in trouble in Petrie, and I don't want to mention pre-poll because people are actually now drinking every time I say pre-poll. In terms of that was a pretty big thing. That was a pretty big thing to do.
Many questions to come. Yes,
to come. Waiting for pre-polls. Suggested title. Anthony, what have you got for us?
Well done.